What up, peeps? It's your super sketch artist Antonio back, and this time I have some very cool figures to review. Just the other day, they showed two new DC figures that are going to be coming and making their first appearance at Championship Clicks this summer. And OMG, I love these figures. I'm sad they're not going to be at Origins, and if you can't make any of the championships, more than likely the championship clicks, more likely they'll be at Worlds later on this year, toward the end of the summer. But let's get into these figures. They are two figures that I like a lot, and one of them, first one is Katana. Now, we haven't seen Katana in a while, actually. I think the last time we saw Katana was in the Trinity War set. I think that's the last time. I think she was a rare, if I'm not mistaken. Might have been a set after that, possibly. But Katana, and this Katana, first off, the sculpt looks great. I absolutely love this sculpt. I think they've done Katana. Katana's one of those characters that they've kind of done well every time that she gets made. She's a very simple character. Her Katana is imbued with the soul of her husband, so when she can take your soul by cutting you. And they've done it a bunch of different times, and I halfway want two of these figures. This sculpt is so beautiful. I don't need the sculpt swap, but I really enjoyed the original Katana sculpt from Collateral Damage, which is one of my favorite DC sets. But she has Birds of Prey, Outsiders, and Martial Arts keyword for right now. Now, the image of her sculpt cut off the words on her keywords, so she might have some more. I think she should have Batman Family, because Batman used to literally have a book called Batman and the Outsiders that I read as a kid. So I would give her Batman Family, but I really like what she does. She also gives you Outsiders team ability, which in today's game, with having your collectors and the destroyer armor, it's great to have a piece that can just say no to your combat values being modified, period. Like no combat value modification for you, which is huge in the game. So she has two traits, no special powers, and she ignores characters for movement purposes. Again, a very bare bones character. I like it. I like it a lot. Just in case you don't know what Outsiders does, it says free, choose a character, including itself, within 6 squares in line of fire until your next turn. The chosen character's combat values can't be modified, and this is uncopyable because Lord knows if it was, ooh baby. With that being the case, her being a martial artist means that she can be equipped with a tomb for free, and that would make all of her blades, now that she has her whole dial, all penetrating. Ugh. So, two cool things. First, she has stealth and willpower. Since they didn't give her the Batman Family like I would have given her if I would have designed this, I would have gave her Batman Family. But again, I'm used to her running with Batman and friends. She also could have had the Suicide Squad team ability, because she was not only in the Suicide Squad movie, but she definitely ran with the Suicide Squad as well. She could have had that as a keyword. They might do an errata on her, who knows? But she also has willpower too. So stealth and willpower, grade A. I absolutely love it. The other, and that's called the Hunt Continues. That's that first trait. Her second trait is Soul Taker Sword. Again, that is the one that has the soul of her husband in there. And it says when Katana KOs a opposing standard character. That's important because a comma right after that. That means no bystanders, no giants, no colossals. You have to be a standard character. No tinies, none of that. Those aren't standard abilities. You have to be a standard character. Instead of placing it in your opponent's KO area, turn it to any click and place it on her card. They're still scored. They had to make sure they say that, because a lot of people think that when something is removed from the game a certain way, that you no longer score it. So, and sometimes that might be the case for certain characters when you take them off the map, but they had to specify that you are still scored. Katana can use the standard attack and standard damage power displayed on characters on her cards. So, she's only 40 points, which means I don't see a silver ring, which means you can have two of her if you're lucky and get more of her, and people win multiples of the LEs and things of that nature. But Katana, for what she does, stop playing. I absolutely love this piece. she has charged blades and combat reflexes her whole dial. Her damage output is very low, considering she's meant to roll blades on you her whole dial. With that being the case, her being able to KO somebody, and then now she has their attack and damage power, which might give them shape change, might give her shape change, might give her prob, might give her any of the support powers that even close combat expert. If you give her attune, then now you could potentially get not only is it penetrating, but you could potentially start healing back from when you attack with attune, you take that one unavoidable. Now you could potentially be getting steal energy from somebody. She's meant to just be on a team where she gets to just run and clean up. She's the ultimate cleanup piece. My friend and I were talking about this, and she's not your main attacker. She's not even your secondary attacker. Even though I like the 11 attack through the majority of her dial, I like that. I love the combat reflexes that she has, starting with the 18 and never going below a 17, which means she's at least a 19 when you hit her up close. Most of the game is close combat right now. So her being a 20 up close, being able to make it so your defense can't be up to or by anything, that's really, really nice. I absolutely love this piece. The sculpt is great. The dial, I think, is great for 40 points. For 40 points, this dial back in the day, when Katana first got made in the game, this dial would have been like 110 points. It would have been, or it would have been like 113, because those point values would just end in some weird number. It was the dial generator back then was absolutely crazy. Moving on, we have the next piece, which I am so excited that they are doing this piece all over again. We have none other than Batman's best boy, Jarro. I keep my duos behind me. So the first time we got to see Jarro was on this Batman and Jarro piece, and everything in me wanted to just snap this guy off and put him, since he's in his Robin costume. If you haven't read the story where this is a thing, read it. It's amazing. Batman loves this little Jarro. It's amazing. With that being the case, this Jarro, he has Batman Family, Gotham City, Justice League, Cosmic, Martial Artist, Monster, and Ruler keyword, because it is a Jarro. It is a Starro. So it definitely should have those keywords. And it has Batman and Cosmic Energy team abilities. OMG, this piece is absolutely amazing. Whiz kids, y'all are using the crap out of that little container, and I ain't mad at it. They are the sculpt is cool, because I wish it would have just been him in the Robin costume again. And if I were to get two of them, I would probably paint it up and everything like that. But them putting him in the little container, this container came out in like Superior Foes of Spider-Man with the Venom symbiote. I think that was like the first time they made the symbiote like that. They've been using this little container, and I ain't mad at it. WizKids is like, we ain't just throwing this prop away. It's amazing. Anyway, he has a trait as well, which says if Jarro is 40 points, he is KO'd when his dial clicks past the red KO line, which is on click 5. If Jarro has a number of lightning bolts equal to his click number, protected pulse wave. OMG. Oh, that means if you get him, he starts off with toughness. So if you hit him for, let's say, 4, and he's on his last click with, which would be click 4. If you're just playing him at 40 points, because we know everyone likes to play him at low points, he's either 70 or 40 points. I'm always playing him at 70 because I want those last 2 clicks. And for his whole dial, he has mind control and sidestep. Give me all of the mind control. So you mean to tell me on click 4, this man can be out here talking about, I can mind control 4 of y'all, even if with the 10 attack? Who cares? If I actually team up with Katana, if Katana just carries me around, that's only 110 points on a martial artist team if you wanted to do it, or just a team that could potentially just be out here wrecking folk. And anyway, so he has the sidestep and mind control his whole dial. He starts off with precision strike and outwit. Just that alone, if you play him just for 40 points, just that alone is chef's kiss. Amazing. He's on a ruler. he has a ruler keyword, so you could potentially get him on a team with Ramunda, so that if he does get hit, she can heal him up. Stop playing. This is this is so amazing. I love this little piece. Um, when he gets to those stop clicks, because he has two of them back to back, it says stop colossal, because of course he is a Starro, which is on the other side. He's a Starro. It says invincible, so you can't poison him. The knockback's not going to do nothing. You can't knock him back because he'd be bigger than you unless you're a big character. Jarro can't be healed, so he's got a 12-4 on those. So also he has as many lightning bolts as his click number, which would mean on click 5 he's got 5 bolts or 6 bolts on his very last click. And he has in cap, so he could shut down a whole team. And him being a colossal means he has that willpower that gives him that 3 through 6. And he has 4 damage. Come on, this piece is so amazing. I already predicted if you get a Jarro, keep a Jarro, because he's going to be played either at 40 or at 70 by someone like myself. I'm playing him at 70 every single time, and I cannot wait to play this. I love mind control pieces, and if you just hit him, like, you can just carry him around, and now he's a little outwit piece, or he gets hit and now he turns into a poison piece. This is one of those figures that you do not want to hit. You don't want to hit him, because eventually he's going to get to a stop click, and you probably not going to want to use a trick arrow on him just to get him off of those clicks. Like, this piece is great. 19 from range. And then if you have any kind of perplex or anything like that to help out his defense or his attack, like, this Jarro's sick. Kudos to WizKids for continuously making good pieces in the LE slot. Ones that, like, if you want them, they're cool. Like, you might not want Katara, you might not even want Jarro, but if you do get them and if you do love these characters, then you're absolutely in love with these characters. What I need now from WizKids is I need a Starro the Conqueror. And I'm not talking about the big squid guy. I'm talking about a normal size, well, he's big, but a normal size guy with a giant Starro on the front of him. That's what I need. I need that. I need that. That's the next Starro, adjacent Starro type character I need, is that type of figure. This one was nice. Bing. I'm glad the legacy I'm glad the big one is back in the game with the legacy. Fantastic. What I need now is, and I'm glad we're going to get this one. Now I need Starro the Conqueror, where he's got the big Starro on him, on his chest. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. A quick Google. Read the books, because the books will make you be like, where's this figure at right now? As always, I'm a comic book guy, so I love these things because of the source material first and foremost. Anything that it does in the game, and when it does stuff in the game like this is a comic accurate version of Starro, Jarro, because he was small and he didn't want to turn big, because he didn't want to turn into a Starro. He didn't want to turn into that big world conquering thing. But again, read the story. But with that being the case, this is my quick review of those 2 convention exclusives that are coming out. That, again, the first time you see them will be at Championship Clicks. If your venue hasn't figure something out, ask them about it. They said more details are coming, so I guess we'll get some more details in the next few weeks or so, because Origins is in 2 weeks. So I'm sure we'll have some information by Origins about Championship Clicks and where we can acquire these during the summertime. But these are both home runs for me. With that being the case, what say you? What do you think about these 2 figures? Are you liking them? Are you enjoying them? Are you excited to potentially play for them? What do you think? Leave your comments below. Of course, I love talking clicks with anybody that wants to talk. I like just going back and forth and knowing what you might have to say. As always, this is your super sketch artist, Antonio. Be good to others. Be good to yourself. Go be super.